What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So some of you might have already heard the news because I think Sony announced this last week already. We got a full trailer though 2 days ago, and that is that Sony is going to be holding an actual event themselves where all sorts of PlayStation fans and customers, just people who are excited about PlayStation, can play all the upcoming titles that are going to be coming up, for the PS4 in 2015, maybe even beyond that, 2016. They're really saying this is going to be the place where you will get to see what the future is gonna hold for the PS4. So, for example, you'll be able to play games like The Order 1886, Bloodborne, I think Until Dawn was announced as well. And they're actually, which is the very exciting thing, going to be announcing a lot of new games that we haven't heard of yet, and maybe even showing stuff of games that we have already heard of but just not seen too much of yet. For example, think of Uncharted 4. So I thought with this video what I do is I quickly go over the whole list of things that I'm expecting to see there. At the same time, all these games, all these studios that we know are working on PS4 games, but we just don't know yet what exactly they're working on. They haven't announced their full games yet. I'm going to be going down the whole list and see what I think is going to be announced at this event, because Sony themselves have said this is going to be very, very big, and they mean it when they say that. I think they really mean business with this event. I think it's going to be super big, yeah, bigger than actually expected, and I'm just hoping to see a lot of great stuff there. So I'm expecting around 2 game announcements, maybe 2 big games that we're going to be seeing there when they have, I think they will actually have a press conference before the actual event starts. Now, I've already said it, what do I expect we'll be able, or we're actually going to see there and we'll be able to play there? Well, The Order 1886 and Bloodborne, those are, a given, I would say, because they're going to be coming out in February already. Until Dawn, like I said before as well, is going to be a game coming out in 2015, and I think many people are going to be able to play it there, because there's already been an event where people were able to get their hands on the game, which is pretty cool. And then, yeah, the big question is, will we get to see more of Uncharted 4? That's the most exciting news to me. That's the game I'm most looking forward to, obviously, and it's going to be very interesting to see whether Naughty Dog decides to show something new at the VGAs or the VGX, whatever you want to call it, or at this PlayStation Experience event. I think, I'm going to put my bet on the PlayStation Experience event. I think we're going to see more here, because it's so directed to PlayStation in general, and at the same time, the VGAs and the VGX, I mean, they haven't really been doing very well lately. Last year was just an epic failure. Everybody knows that. There's no denying or whatever. Yeah, I think we're going to see more of the game here, and what we're going to see, I don't know, maybe a new cinematic trailer, I would say. I don't think we'll see gameplay anytime soon, honestly. Maybe at E3 next year, but for now I think we need a new cinematic trailer that will explain some more stuff about who's going to be in the game, where it's going to be taking place exactly, where it's all going to go and stuff, because we know it is more than just that, jungle piece that we've seen in the trailer that they showed at E3 last year. So then there are all the unannounced projects of studios that we know Sony owns, but we just don't know yet what they're working on. Let me start off with Sony Santa Monica, obviously working on a new God of War. They had a project that actually got cancelled, I think, and it's pretty much a given that they're working on God of War 4 for the PS4. That is going to be such a huge system seller, and I'm sure, that's what they're working on. Are we going to see it here? That is the big question. Then we have Sony Bend. The last game they produced was Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PS Vita. That was in the beginning of 2012. Actually, I think they already finished it by the end of 2011, which means it's already been 3 years and we still don't know what they're working on. There have been a lot of rumors saying that it's going to be a third-person open-world survival horror games, not with zombies, but with something completely different, and we really don't know many details yet. It's a smaller studio, obviously, having worked on just handheld games for Sony and the Siphon Filter series. But yeah, the rumor is they're not actually going to be working on a new Siphon Filter, but on a new IP, and it seems like it's going to be pretty big. Are we going to see it here? Who knows? I can only hope so. Then we have Media Molecule. Now, I had already expected we'd be seeing their new IP at Gamescom of this year, which was, I think, 2 months back from now, yeah. But what we actually saw was Tearaway Unfolded, which is just, pretty much a remake of the Vita version. Well, I think it's going to be a standalone thing. It's not going to be exactly like the Vita version, but it's going to be the same kind of IP, but then translated to the PS4. And I'm pretty sure that they have said that is not the only thing they're working on, and I would hope so, because they're a very talented studio. I would hope they've been working on a big new IP for the PS4 for a very long time. So what that is going to be, we know it's going to be a very creative game, obviously, that's all they do, but what it's exactly going to be, who knows? knows, let's hope we'll see it here as well. Then we have 2 studios left. One of them is Quantic Dream. Obviously it's not a studio that is owned by Sony, but we know that they have always had deals with Sony. All the games they've pretty much brought out in the past few years have been exclusive to PlayStation, with Heavy Rain and with Beyond. I think Fahrenheit was a PlayStation exclusive as well, but that's already quite a while back. What are they working on? All we have seen so far in terms of PS4 things is that a demo that they showed last year with this very old wizard kind of, well actually it turned out to be an actor, and it was a weird tech demo that we kind of got to see there that was running in-engine on the PS4. Looked amazing, but it wasn't really anything concrete. What are they going to do on the PS4? I'm sure it's going to be a very cinematic games, because they've been doing that for a very long time, and we all know David Cage, that's his ultimate goal. He wants to make the biggest interactive movie that he can, so those are the type of games I actually really like as well. I've really enjoyed Heavy Rain, and Beyond, I should really pick it up or try it sometime, because I haven't yet. I really feel like I should play that game, but yeah, honestly, you know, I'm very much looking forward to see what they've got planned for the PS4 in terms of their, you know, interactive movie kind of game. And then the final studio I want to talk about is Guerrilla Games. Now we all know they're most likely working on a big open world RPG games. A lot of stuff is already leaked about it. At the same time, they've been very open about it, that they've been working on something completely different that is not Killzone for a very long time already. And is it going to be time now for them to show that? Who knows? We saw these kind of like concept art images with you know, robotic dragons and flying animals, and at the same time these very medieval characters fighting these robotic dragons. It was very interesting. I cannot wait to see what that game is going to be. Looks like Sony is going to bet big on this game. I really think that's what they're going to be doing. They think this is going to be the next big hit in terms of an exclusive franchise to PlayStation, and I would hope that is what it's going to be, because you know, it just looks very interesting, and Guerrilla Games is a studio with a lot of potential, so I cannot wait to see that as well. Now, I think I've pretty much covered everything I could cover, you know, all the big games that have yet to be announced of these huge Sony studios, and we don't know what they're working on yet. What am I personally expecting that we're going to be seeing here at this PlayStation Experience event? I would say most likely what we're going to see is Guerrilla Games, because the rumors have been so big on that one, and it seems like they've been working on this game for a super long time already, even before Killzone Shadowfall had actually already been released. And the second studio I think is very likely to show that game there is Sony Bend, because it has been 3 years now since they brought out Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita. That's such a long time, you know, and I really think they are ready to show off their next big game, that open world third-person horror game. Cannot wait to see it. I'm very interested in all of these games actually, but I think these 2 ones are just the most likely. God of War, we'll probably see that at E3 next year, but yeah, for now I'd say Guerrilla Games and Sony Bend, we're gonna see what they have been working on for a very long time already at the PlayStation Experience event. And like I said, I'm very interested to see what exactly that is. So with that being said, I would like to know from you, obviously, are you looking forward to this event? Which games do you think will be announced? Will we see more of Uncharted 4 there? Will be very exciting for sure. So let me know that in the comments, and then for now I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and hope to see you again next time.